Hey guys, we're back. It's been a minute, but we are back and we are excited to announce a lot of great new things that we've been practicing, taking a little bit of our own advice. Right now we're sitting in my art class, in my art room here at Wildwood Catholic Academy. I'm here with the man here and he's got a lot of exciting things going on too, and we've reconnected. Our paths have continually crossed and continue to flow together, and we just continue to generate great things.
So yeah, it's Russ and Tom, and it's Christmas time, and Christmas time for me is all about, excitement and waiting, especially here at Wildwood Catholic, high school and middle school, the academy. We're waiting on the birth of Jesus and excitement, but I'm here to talk about the gifts that I have received from Him and from the Almighty God, and also the gifts that my friend Russ have in creativity. So we're both creative in different ways, and so over the past few months, we've been kind of inventing and then resurfaced in different positions where we can use our creativity even more, me as a coach, and Russ as an artist, and also as a painter and artist instructor, but just two men that have developed a real connection with their passion and their gifts that we have. And so the point of our conversation here is to show you that we're not just talking about creativity and passion and how to kind of advance and succeed. We're also doing that. We're doing that ourselves. It's a constant evolution. So I'm 66 years old, and I have retired from 2 careers already, and now I'm doing a whole new adventure here at the school also, where I have an opportunity to sub, which is great, and then also coach the varsity softball team for the high school, and then recently I was blessed to have another opportunity to coach 7th and 8th grade women's basketball team here. And so it gives me an opportunity to kind of really dive deeper into what I've learned over the years. So the two of us have been doing this for a long time, and we do it differently. We have different paths sometimes, but we're always communicating. We're always talking. We're always kind of figure out what could be the next move. What should we do right now? We're so grateful for the opportunity that we got here at Catholic. Very impressed with some of the things that I've seen here in the school and with the kids that we've been able to interact with. So I'm grateful for that.
Along those lines is the program that I try to develop, and you've always set up in coaching. You've always had a program. You kind of have always taught me that you got to build mountains, and you've helped me to build my mountain. And I think that with the students, we're like building them up too. And kind of what I want to do with the art program is build that students can really latch on to something, express themselves without having to use words. And it's just, kind of goes along the things that we've always talked about, offline, off camera, just within our personal lives.
There's a lot involved when you're trying to be a creative human being, and just to sort of, like when we say build mounting, that's uplift other people so they become creative, even if they become creative more to a higher degree than you are. They have their own mountain, but you can feel proud that you helped them and you can continue to help them. So we build excellence everywhere we go. So for instance, one of the things that I'm doing now is I'm more about empowering. I want to empower other coaches and kind of give them some of my style while they can have their own creative style in coaching. And I'm doing that with a couple of young ladies in my softball world that I think are going to be excellent. And so we're really able to learn and really communicate well with the kids. So we're trying to build that structure so we have more people that can continue the mission of bringing people to Jesus through the gifts that we have. And also, through keeping this school running and up and going in a positive way. Good things are happening. So I feel, I kind of feel that all of what we've talked about in the past is still in play. You have to be competitive. You have to protect yourself. You have to be careful with who you're letting into your circle. But you have to be open enough to discern what is good for your program, even though you may not like the personalities involved. So it's a kind of a different adjustment. So I'm learning also, learn a lot from Russ, learn patience from him, creativity. That's why I can't paint. I don't have the patience to do it. But the man's certainly skilled, and he's built his mountains, as we know. He's all over the place. I'm glad that he still talks to me, with everything that he's doing. But we're really moving forward with things, and the school's blessed to have somebody like him. I'm blessed to have him as a friend all these years. This is a Tory week, Tory Sundays coming up, which means joy. All right, so I just want to express the joy that we should take in our gifts, using our gifts, the joy. We have a game tonight, and I just talked to a bunch of the young ladies on my team here at the school, and they're so joyful to be able to go and play today, the excitement, the nervousness, all of that. The joy of coming into Russ's classroom and seeing all the colors and the creativity that he taught people to do, and with the amount of pride that he takes out, showing me a picture in the back of one of his students and how excellent it is. It looks professional, and so that's what we're trying to do, develop young people that have skills. But it's really impressive in this classroom right now.
Yeah, and I think you said inspiration. I think that's kind of how we kind of, we inspire.
I feel like art is an expression of who Russ is and what's inside him, and you can see the beauty. So it's an expression of soul, and you can see the kindness come out, and people know I have the rough side, but when I'm working with the kids, I'm very, kind of careful and patient with them, because I understand that there are going to be mistakes and that they're learning to be athletes, and they're developing the confidence to be really good athletes. So we're going to go, it's going to, just like learning to be an artist, it's something that we try to do. And so it's not just about being able to do something. I mean, being able to create your passion and put that on somebody else and teach. You have to let go of yourself, with still giving them what you have. And
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Let go of yourself. And that's a whole new learning thing for me.
Yeah.
Just kind of moving past yourself, especially when you have so many students. Putting yourself aside, it becomes a habit after you do it.
It does. And I don't know, my question for you would be, in terms of your art, like, how easy is it for you to recognize talent if their style is different than you?
Great question, because I have so many students, and they all have specific things. Some like to paint, some do very small pencil drawings, some are into pastel charcoal. Yeah. And I think at this age, it's repetition. Yeah. Everything's practice, right? So if they're into it, like, you can see that spark when they're just curious and they want to do it. And that's why in my program, I just throw everything at them. Like, try this, try that. If they're not really into that, okay, well, let's try this. What would you like to try? There's no right or wrong, good or bad. It's passion. It's passion. And you probably see that with sports too.
Yeah, I think though with sports, I think the world seems to recognize sports a little more. I mean, they push people towards sports. Yeah. And so they might have a burning for it, but they don't want to express it because they're too concerned with what's going on. So whenever you have somebody that has a skill, recognize that and push them towards it. I mean, it's okay the way you can be a great basketball player and a great artist. I've seen people do that. I'm not that, but I've seen people do that. We'll learn skills. So it's one thing for me. Like, so recently, another thing I did is we got to be a golf pro. I went and qualified for that, and I did that. So it's one thing for me to be able to play a good round, but that's not what I'm there for. I want to teach somebody else how to do it so they have confidence. That's where the joy is for me these days. Yep. That's where the joy is. So that's like getting outside of yourself into other people, and then seeing what works best for them. Like
it's almost as much joy teaching it as doing it. It's probably more rewarding to watch somebody else succeed at it after you.
Especially when they do it, and you look at them and they're running home to tell their mom, or they can't believe
Can I bring this home?
They're sitting at you, looking at you, and because of your stature in the community and what your reputation is, when you say something is good, it's going to go a long way because of what you were able to do. So I guess the word's gratitude for me now. You have to approach everything with gratitude, opportunities, your gifts, keep your mind.
And have someone to talk to. I think I'm grateful for the ability to be able to have conversations with you. You just need that ability to say things out loud and bounce things off somebody who's not going to judge you or question why you feel that way, and have a different perspective and be able to have a conversation about it. It's been helpful with me through this whole, transition process with, shifting my mentality to doing to teaching.
The thing that I would say, I'm not always confident. So I kind of, my wife says, you make everything look easy. Well, there's a lot of turbulence sometimes. Like coming here, I was outside of my comfort zone and kind of coming in here, and especially when I went into the classrooms and teaching to the different teachers, I was out of my comfort zone. I didn't really know what I was doing. So, but I kind of I didn't show that much, but I was feeling it, and I was feeling it, and that's sometimes it can be a blessing and a curse, because it might be good if I talk to people and sort of get some ideas of how to do things without seeming so overconfident. It would make the road a little easier. So that's
just kind of keep it in until you figure it out.
Yeah, which is not. I think I'm trying to change my approach with that a little bit, so that people don't think that I just don't want to hear from you. It's just that I'm scared, and when I get scared, I clam up a little bit. But I tend to put on my confidence shield, but I'm feeling it. Like tonight when I go to the game, I'm going to walk in the gym. It's going to look like I know exactly what I'm doing, but I'll be feeling it on the way in. I'll have the same jitters the kids have.
When's the last time you were doing basketball? Oh, you did basketball.
Yeah, but as a head coach, I haven't been a head coach since 2018. So I'm happy to do that, because I like to sort of run my own show sometimes. But at the same time, it's been a while, and I'm not concerned about that. It's just the whole thing. Wondering what I can do to help my kids, making sure I'm on my game. I try to tend to coach from the heart a little bit, but I do have the jitters because I don't like to fail at things. I am a very competitive human being. People that know me know that, but I do feel things. I'm not like Superman, like people think sometimes. I'm very more vulnerable than you think, and so, but I'll never show it. I'll never show it, but I come in and sometimes me and you have conversations, and you just be like, what do you think we're gonna do? I don't know yet. We'll figure it out.
And you don't, and you figure it out,
right?
And you almost thrive off of that scenario where someone throws something at you that's just like the oddest situation, and you always pull that out.
come away and figure it out. But I think, but it's just so it's okay to be unsure. It's okay to be reluctant for things and to sometimes be afraid. It's not okay to let that hold you back, though.
Right.
You have to work through that. And my way of doing it is to put on the confidence. Go, I got this. I can do it. I'm going to push through it, and nobody's going to stop me or whatever. And so, but the danger of that is people look at you and think you're standoffish or alienated. No, it's just my way of protecting myself until I get comfortable. Everybody on my teams matter. Sometimes people will say, well, they're trying to win games and we're going to just use the best players. I don't say that. What I say is make every one of you kids, try to develop them so they have a role, and that they're all can contribute to things. And I've done that over the years with you. If you want to recognize and be recognized for being excellent, I think, and this is what I'll say to you from what I've learned over the years, it's not your best player that's going to define you, it's your worst player. How much better is that kid than he was? What have you done for him? Or her? That's why I love it. That is the powerful end of it. It's not your best player, it's your worst player. Or your least skilled player, quote unquote. We don't like to use the term better or worse, but the kid that has that in some scenarios would be just left behind.
Right.
Not in my world. You don't have to be the best, but you have to do your best. And that's your job as a coach. Get that player so that you put him in the game, he's going to do something to help you succeed. Then you're a coach.
I love that, man.
That's that. So it was kind of
applies to so much. It applies to so much. In life,
By the way, I was going to say, Russ and I used to coach basketball together too. And one of the things we did was this Future Stars All-Star team, which was, over the years we had so much fun doing that. We used to do it for boys originally. One of our teams was 2016. On that team were three D1 players. All three of them went to Catholic. Jake Hopping, right?
Yep.
Jalil White and Taj Sweet, right?
Yep.
So also on that team was a kid that went to Margaret Mason, then moved to Philly. So Jalil White just signed a contract, and he's now in the G League of the NBA.
Is he really?
In the developmental league, yeah. So he's a Wildwood Catholic grad. He's in the G League. He's a good kid. He went to school.
He was amazing.
Amazing as an athlete.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
real nice.
same
Real
thing
nice.
with Taj. We wish
Real nice.
Taj is doing well too. Catholic graduate. Jake, I think Jake might be a fireman, or I think he's a policeman or something nowadays. His brother too. And then Taj is still going at it in college.
Yeah.
So these are all guys that, you know, we had a little bit. We had a little bit to do with things and crossed their paths, but just being around the talent.
Yeah.
You know, so something must be happening good at the school if we're producing people that go to Notre Dame, that go to Ivy League schools. And then we have professional athletes, people that are playing at a level that most people can only dream of going. And I know it's not the NBA, but it's the minor leagues of the National Basketball Association. And I don't know how many of those people you know, but I don't know too many people like that. So we have to say these guys, the people are achieving stuff.
They're achieving, they're instilled with good work ethic.
Yeah.
And I think the most important thing is that to be a good athlete, you have to be coachable. That's what takes you to the next level, right? That extra dedication.
And that's what it takes for stuff. I mean, everybody, like, I feel like the work ethic, whether you want to be an artist or something like that, we take that for granted, and we say, everybody goes, yeah, all right, we're just going to wake up one day and be this. Like, the amount of time you have to put in, the amount of knowledge you have to continue to learn, people you have to meet, and something that you can do to get better, to try to improve. It's a process, it's a lifelong journey. I'm still doing it. I'm not done.
Right. Yeah, and I think that one thing I learned from being here for this short amount of time is that there's, you know, you are influenced by the people around you, and that says a lot when you have these people going to Ivy League schools and different colleges and excelling at their careers afterward, because they're surrounded by really good people, good leaders, good people who influence them, and it's like, you can't succeed if you're surrounded by anchors pulling you down.
You're opening up one of my things where I'm about ready to light some people up for stuff. Where it's like listening to the guy that's sitting on the couch, that's just been eating cookies. He's sitting there, he's still eating cookies. He's got his slippers on, he's got his with his jammies on the couch, got his gut, and he's going to tell you, give you an exercise plan. I mean, you know, you gotta be careful who you're listening to, and that's not saying like you gotta get rid of your friends. Well, you know, when you start to excel, the one thing you're gonna find out, and this is, young athletes get very disappointed about this, is that you would think people would be happy for you, but a lot of times they're not, because we have, when we talk about the Catholic school, there's sins of envy and jealousy come out, and so it's very easy to feel bad for doing good. You can't let that happen. So people gotta get left behind. You gotta know that that's gonna be a result of what you're doing, because everybody's gonna see you going and try to say, well, justify reasons why they're not through their jealousy and envy and whatever else they're gonna throw up there. When you start to move up, it's very easy for you to be intimidated by people that might be even better than you. So when you start to compete, I can tell you right now, if you're an artist or whatever you are, you're going to run into somebody that's going to be better than you. Don't look at people who are better than you. Draw from them, pull from them, find out what you can learn from them. They're going to help you.
Yes, I'm glad we got to jump back to this, because I think a lot has happened in between our last, but we've, you know, been continuing our discussions and our goals and our passions and moving them forward, and it's good to reconnect and just kind of put it out there again and talk about it. And I can't wait to do it again. We're gonna be more consistent with this now. We're kind of more motivated.
Yeah, I think what we're trying to do is create and join the team here at the school to, influence people, to increase things, to build something.
Yeah.
Well, it's really fun, and you talk about the idea that we sort of came back more powerful. It sure is feeling that way, and I feel that the idea is to empower others, to kind of see the need where people need to work together, no matter what realm you may be in as a teacher or a coach, or teaching art, teaching music. Everybody here has a role to inspire these kids, and I think that's doing it. I see it big into my faith and praying and the sacraments and all of that, and I see that. I'm inspired by that when I come to the school nowadays, which is really something good to see these young people kind of getting to know their faith better. Going forward, that we are more powerful. It's okay now for us to talk about some of our weaknesses, so people just don't think, well, those guys are so confident. But me and him, we have our doubts all the time, and so the power is to have the courage to use your gifts. And so it's a good time to see the next thing that's in store for us and this school, this new world that we're really blessed to be in. So, Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas.
That's it.